Mr. Potato Head is now just Potato Head. And the GOP is losing their minds. And they always get upset about stuff like this. Stuff that's just not really a big a deal when you put it into the scope of what we're dealing with, whether it's a deadly pandemic, whether it's the economy crashing, whether it's us not having universal health care or a living wage or anything that actually matters the most. This is where they put all their political equity. So they're going to have Tucker Carlson's going to have a 45-minute monologue about the woke left and how Mr. Potato Head just went to Potato Head. Because, he's a serious person, and these are serious people. They're moving Mr. Potato Head to just Potato Head. It's a gender-neutral term. I don't see the big deal. That's fine, whatever. Gender is a social construct. We humans constructed it. Okay? It is not set in stone. We perceive it to be set in stone. Okay? It's been around a while. Okay, I'll give you that. But it is something that is always changing in the human experience. And they don't process it that way. They live in the black and white thinking world where everything's black and white. It's good or bad. It's girl or boy. It's blue or pink. So when you suffer from that dichotomy, it's hard to see rainbows. It's hard to see full spectrum colors and nuance. So a lot of them just can't. They don't have viability when it comes to processing these things, and that's unfortunate because it's a beautiful thing. You see, like I said, we make this up as we go along. Gender is a social construct. It's always changing. It's a fluid situation. It could be static for years and decades and generations at a time. Okay, it can really hold a level, and then something like transgenderism comes out to the forefront, and that becomes the next piece of the gender puzzle. We acknowledge it, we move on with it, we accept our transgender brothers and sisters, and they become a beautiful part of this human experience. And we move forward. It's because once again, we made it up. We made up the whole thing. And we can add to it at any time. But once again, you get stuck in these mindsets where it's black and white thinking. Girl or boy. It's day or it's night. And it's a very simplified way of thinking. And I understand it, why people want to believe in it and put stock in it and so much equity inside of it. But it's just, they don't see it as a process. And that's on them to find ways to view it as a human experience that's always evolving. It's always going forward. We're in a state of progression with these things. And it's okay to just accept them and move on. No, they have to keep fighting. They have to keep fighting, standing in place, never being fluid in the moment, never engaging in human progress. It's always this hunkering down of tradition, whether it's good or bad, toxic, detrimental to people, because it is. People who are LGBTQ or have a different gender or whatever they identify as, this is their life and their experience, and we want them in the mix. We want them to feel accepted here. Okay, that's the whole goal of something like Mr. Potato Head becoming just Potato Head, because you can figure it out for yourself If you want it to be Mr. Potato Head. What about Mrs. Potato Head? Ooh, we didn't even think about Mrs. Potato Head. How nefarious. Let's make people... They want people's minds made up, prepackaged, and no forward thought, no nuanced thought. It's black or it's white. It's day or it's night. You don't have options. You don't have nuance because that's the way they see the world. But thank goodness that is not the world we live in. So we're going to get through this, guys. It's so silly. It's so silly. It's sad. It really is sad, though, that people just can't move on with these things. It becomes our life, this culture war nonsense. There's more pertinent issues out there that we need to tackle. So get over it. Cry about it. Watch your Tucker Carlson monologue about it. Grieve over it. Process your emotions. You'll be okay. All right, great.